Welcome back up to the mountain, folks. This afternoon we're going to cut up a couple more logs and then we're going to work on the woodshed some more. I'll cut up some more 2x6s and we'll see how much work we can get done on the shed. Sometimes it doesn't land exactly where you want it. You got to move it around a bit. That looks pretty good. Okay, folks, so we got the first couple cuts done. We're going to do a few more and then we'll come back. All right, folks, so what I have right now is this log is now 10 by 12. There's a little bit of bark on it here, but that doesn't bother me. So right now it's 12 up and down and 10 side to side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this in half foot, so it's 6 and 6. Then I'm going to turn it 90 degrees, and then I can cut 2 inches down each time. I'll wind up with 10 2x6s. going to take a quick measurement, make sure that we are indeed 6 inches up. And we are. So we'll have two 6-inch by 10-inch pieces, and then we can flip that 90 and then cut out our 2x6s. Unclamp this. Slide it ahead just a little bit so I can lift up my dogs in the back. Now we'll get our cant hook and flip them over. We're going to have to go from the other side. Now we'll just flip them one at a time, it'll work. There we go. There's one. There's the other. Slide them together. Put our dogs back down. Clamp these up. We'll even double check that we're square. And we're pretty good. You can see there's a little bit of bark here, so there'll be a little bit of wane, but I'm just using these for a wood shed, so it'll be just fine. I'm not building a house or anything. you go, folks. 10 2x6s, pretty as can be. I just love working with this wood. The grain on some of this stuff is absolutely beautiful. This is just pine trees that we cut out of this area back here where we now have the sawmill. And the grain on this stuff to me is just absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to move this over, and then we're going to go ahead and start working on the shed. Well, we've moved up to the shed build now. As you can see by looking at me, the warm weather has hit northern New England. We're going to take some of our freshly sawn 2x6s and start adding on to the shed build. So I've set this up. It's going to overlap the one that goes along the back. That way our siding will go up nicely there. So I'm going to put a couple screws in here, and then I'm going to go ahead and cinch up the front. So we'll do one there. Now we're just going to make sure it's level. Let's get our screw started, then we'll level it out. And there we go, right there. Now I'll put a couple more screws in, hold it in place. That's all there is to it. We're going to just keep moving along. This 2x6 on the front, we're going to do the same thing. Square it up over here on this side, make sure it's even. Started. Just a hair so it's level. I'll just kind of screwing it in. One of the very few downsides to using rough cut lumber, I make my lumber so that my 2x6s are 2 inches by 6 inches. When you buy lumber at one of the big box stores or at a lumber yard, your 2x6s are 1.5 by 5.5. So I do have to buy longer screws. I got to buy the full 3.5 inch screws, 3.5 or 4 inch screws to make sure that everything goes in deep enough to hold it all together. Those two boards were in log form just a little while ago this afternoon. Now they're part of our shed. So I got a few more to do. We're going to keep on going. All right, the framing is all done. We got it all framed up today. So that sawmill guy finally came through with the extra 2x6s. So you can tell which ones are new. And there we go. We're framing. We're ready to put the roof rafters on and the siding, and then we're all set to put firewood in. So that's it for today. We had plenty of work done on the up on the mountain today. Do want to talk a little bit about the wood. There is a bit of a debate of whether or not that you should build with green lumber. Up here in New England, there's barns that have been standing for 200 plus years that were actually built with green lumber. Farmer Smith 200 years ago did not have time to wait for lumber to dry. They cut it and they built it. So I'm doing the same thing. It's fine. It's fine to build with green lumber. Everything will be just fine. So that's about it for today. Howdy from the mountain, and God bless. Join us for our next episode of Life on the Mountain.